Hello and welcome to Training with Backcountry PPG. Our training course has three distinct concepts: ground handling instruction, ground school modules, and actually flying. For the sake of time, I'm going to talk about kiting, ground school, and flying as three distinct modules in this video. Morning one of kiting is probably the hardest day of the class. It's your first time getting your hands on the wing and everything feels unfamiliar. At Backcountry PPG, we think that kiting is the absolute cornerstone of being a well-rounded pilot. So we strive to get our students well above the baseline skill set of kiting that's needed to fly. We do this in a few ways. One is the introduction of weight shift while kiting as soon as possible. Having the proper body position while kiting allows you to feel more connected with the glider and use much less brake input to correct for something. We'll also introduce challenges to our students, like kiting without your hands or kiting with one wingtip very near the ground like Zach is doing here. And finally, I think Trevor's favorite is pulling collapses on all of our students' wings while they're kiting. Collapse recovery on the ground is very similar to one in the air, but requires a little bit more finesse. We look to see that our students aren't making a big panicked input as a result of Trevor's surprise attack, and instead make a calculated and precise correction. All of these guys ace the test.
A lot of people see glider control as kind of a means to an end, meaning they see it as just what they have to get enough of to go flying. The reality is that glider control directly translates to in-flight control of the glider. How well can you handle yourself in turbulence? How well can you handle yourself in a collapse, in a stall, all of those things. Yes, they're slightly different, but the foundational skills of that is built here, which is why to us it's so important that we don't let bad habits build, we don't let bad muscle memory build and reflexes, and that we work all of those things out, because we're trying to set you up for success up there.
Now, while we will continue to kite for the rest of the class when conditions allow, let's now move on to the ground school portion of our class so we can see what's going on there.
Secondary flap. This flap is really nice because it kind of gives you something for your legs to sit on, and it also tucks away as you're running.
Now, most people are here for the motor, so we start with a motor introduction class, Meet the Paramotor, telling all the students what all of the specific parts of the paramotor do, why they're designed in certain ways, and at the end of it, have them put their motors on and take them back off, maybe just walk around with them a little. In conjunction with that, we do a motor maintenance class with Mike. We'll also cover some more classroom-focused ground schools, such as the regulations of FAR Part 103, the rules for flying ultralight vehicles, weather class, a wing design class, and safety class. So now, with a solid foundation of kiting, it is time to move on to the actual flying portion of the class. Now, even though our students can kite pretty well, there's a few steps they need to take before they just strap the motor on and go flying. The first step is getting our students' motors set up specifically for their body. We'll adjust their hang point based on weight, so when they're in the air, they're not leaned too far forward or too far back. Then we'll get them in the motor simulator and practice getting in and out of the seat, and they'll get a much better idea of what the paramotor is going to feel like in flight. Next, we'll move to the lean back drills. This not only teaches them to trust the power of the motor, but shows them the proper posture for a takeoff.
So same throttle, maybe a hair more, but get the lean back nice, and then just slow steps.
Dude, that is awesome.
Do the same thing.
The amount of thrust, and it pushes your whole body weight, you can really lean into it.
Did you expect it to be less or more?
Less.
Oh, okay.
I was not expecting that much.
And finally, it's time to put everything together. We start by having our students kite with just the motor on but not running. The motor provides a lot less feedback from the wing through the harness, so it's important to get our students familiar with the differences. Next, they move on to the motor taxi. This is the last step before their flights. They'll do an inflation with the motor running and hopefully get on some power. Our goal is to see that they're smooth on the power and then they get into enough thrust that they actually feel some lift for the first time from the whole setup. And with all of these steps complete, it is time for our students' first flights.
Good, little bit of throttle, Zach. Good, keep those feet moving. Let's turn down the field. This way, a little to your left. Beautiful job. Let's start to squeeze a little more throttle, a little bit more to your left. Good, let's stand up real straight. Let's start to squeeze to full. Let's pull a little more brake. A little more brake, full throttle. A little more brake. Beautiful job. Full throttle and hold. Good, let's focus on climbing in a straight line, Zach. And let's go ahead and bring those knees together. Lift our knees up, shimmy, shimmy, right into that seat. Beautiful inflation, beautiful taxi, beautiful liftoff. Didn't get too deep into those brakes. Never lost control of the wing. Throttle control was great. Posture was great. It was great. Took off a little to the right, compensated for it, climbed out straight, stayed out of the seat like I like to see him do. And all around, that was super good. Did you hear his scream of joy? I heard it. Looking good, Zach. Let's go ahead and slowly slip out of that seat. We're just gonna wait for that 1, 2, 3. A little bit more right brake for me, buddy. Good. Go ahead and go to 1. Wait, wait. Go to 2, go to 3. Hands up, let the wing dive into the ground. Put your hands in the sky like you're celebrating, so we all know you're. A lot of times with first flights, people are nervous to actually put their feet below them and land on their feet, so they don't even try to. Flared nicely, a little bit of a balloon in the 1, but the 2, 3 came nice. A little slow, you could have punched a little harder on the 3 to set down a little softer. But hey, first flight, way to go, Zach. I want you to take 3 big, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Try and slow that heart as much as we can. Whenever you are ready, go ahead and inflate that wing. Keep it going, little tiny bit of throttle. Drop those A's, good. Let's squeeze some throttle, get that push. Good, now I want you to kind of stand up straight. I want you to start squeezing more. I want you to pull more brake, more brake, and hold, good. Let's work that right hand up slowly. Trust it, just wait. Don't do anything with those hands. Don't do anything with those hands. Slowly work them all the way up. Good, a little bit of right and hold. That's it, good, go to 1, wait. Go to 2, go to 2, wait. Punch 3 as hard as you can.
Thank you so much.
You betcha, thank you.
I almost cried up there, man. That's so beautiful.
How are these hands? Let me feel it.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. That was so freaking amazing. I gotta tell you, I'm so emotional. That was so cool. Thank you so much, guys.
After first flights, the name of the game is repetition. Flying in the air is pretty easy. It's the takeoff and landing that require the most skill, and they're important to master at the very beginning of your paramotoring career. For the rest of the class, we'll focus on repetitions and launches and landings. We'll also do some drills in the air like oscillation control and spot landings, but for the students, the most valuable instruction will come from the launch and landing. And when it's too windy to fly, we'll kite. And that is a glimpse into a training class at Backcountry PPG. If you're ready for your next adventure, visit backcountryppg.com to enroll in a training class today.
Beautiful. Turn around to the back.